Okie dokie. Hi, how you doing? Wonder why I got sent this. So that's the a7iii. Hello. Oh, so this is the marketing department. So you sent me this a7iii, and you want me to do what? You want me to talk about the bad things about this camera, but there really isn't really anything bad about this camera. Oh, so you want me to make it all up? Oh, love it, I'm gonna bag this camera. Oh, I can't wait to do this. Okay, so I'll make it look like a real review, and that I'm not being biased at all, because you know that I'm trying to push the Fuji. Okay, so you're really worried about how well this camera is selling and all the good reports about this camera. Oh, I can't wait to give this a bagging. Okay, I'll let you know how I go. Okay, so I'll start from now. Hi, how you doing? I got sent this a7iii here for a review. Now I am going to be completely unbiased with this review. I thought that I'd treat it fairly against obviously the Fuji, the X-H1, and I thought I'd compare the two of them and just to see how they go. And I'm going to look at a number of things as well. So I'm going to really talk about the handling on this camera. The ergonomics are just terrible on this camera. You can't get to the buttons, they're just shocking. It's awful. I really don't know how you're going to ever handle this as a professional photographer. It's just terrible. But that aside, let's talk about the image quality on this camera. Let me just move this out the way for a minute. Let's just talk about the image quality on this camera. So let's talk about the ISO of this camera. Now I'm going to be completely unbiased because, as you know me, I've got no affiliates. No one gives me any money or anything. If you'd like to donate to my PayPal though, you can donate below if you'd like to send me some money now. But apart from that, I'm going to be completely unbiased and just tell the truth of what this camera is all about. So let's look at the ISO. So I took these two images side by side, one after the other. Obviously the first one that we're now going to look at is the X-H1, and you can see that the ISO here, I put this up to what I thought was a reasonable amount of ISO. I didn't want to push it up too high, so I kept it at 800 ISO, and you can see that the image here is really clean. And so now let's look at the Sony file that we took as well. So this is also the same setting. So this is also 800 ISO, and you can see what's happened here. The noise is just terrible. So this camera clearly, even though it's full frame, is just nowhere near as good as what you can get with the Fuji system. So therefore clearly the Fuji system wins this scenario. So let's look at the second thing that I thought we would test, which was going to be focus. I wanted to check how autofocus works in this camera, so we can look at this now. So again, this was just shot of the same image. You can see here the first one that I'm actually showing has the image completely in focus, and then when I changed over and took the same shot with the a7iii, it had no idea about where to get focus from, and as you can see, the Fuji is unbelievably superior if you're dealing with autofocus, and that's the main thing you've got to think about. Well, let's also now look at face detect, because I want to check how this sort of controls or keeps faces in focus when they move around the screen. So this is the image that was taken with the Fuji. You can see here clearly that the face is in very, very sharp focus. There's just no comparison, because if you look at the image from the Sony, you can see here that it really has issues trying to keep the face in focus. And that was a real problem, and you always hear the Sony fanboys saying how good the Sony face detect and everything is, and it's just ridiculous. And then they start touting eye detect. Well, let's look at how well eye detection works with this as well. So I thought I'd test that, and this is the a7 III eye detect. You can see I pressed the button to focus on the eye, and you can see it's not really held the eye in focus at all. So in summary, all you Sony fanboys out there, seriously, get a grip. I mean, I have millions of lenses. I have more cameras than anyone. I pull cameras apart. I know more about this than any of you, and I've proved it by showing you those results, that the Fuji is way better than the Sony a7 III. And that's it for now. So, bye. Fuji. Better press stop. Better make sure I don't press stop record there. Okay, so yeah, I did the review. Yeah, I made it as fair as I could. Those Sony fanboys are gonna love this one. Okay, bye.